If I could ask a question, I really like the graph showing the progression towards success. So it implies a steady march to success. I imagine there were probably some dips in the road here and there. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe one or two of those challenges, and maybe was there a point where it seemed insurmountable?
Well, let's see. I think I probably blocked those memories out as best I could. But early on, I think for the first year, as we were kind of ramping up, we certainly were doing a lot of analysis of the problem. And this, in fact, is, I think, would mirror how you would apply this technology to any new domain. You start by analyzing the domain, trying to get a sense of what sorts of questions does the domain ask, what sort of content is going to be relevant to answering questions in that domain. And so we were doing that kind of exploration early on, and then creating the first baseline version of the system. And the baseline performance was pretty low. So we actually took that existing system that we had, where I showed that 2007 curve, harvested a few key ideas and technologies from it, but basically scrapped that and built a complete new architecture that you saw presented at a high level. And it wasn't until we had that high-level architecture implemented and integrated more of this machine learning sort of probabilistic foundation that we started to see some significant leaps in improvement. And it took a good year before we really saw some big jumps in that kind of performance. And so I think during that first year, there was certainly some challenges in making sure that feeling that we were going to make progress. After about, I think, 18 months, we started to show some steady progress, and the team as a whole was starting to get a lot more confident in our ability. And especially as we formalized this whole methodology of running an experiment and using an error analysis tool to understand where the system is working, where it isn't working, identifying classes of questions that can be solved with certain techniques, and steadily making progress, then we became more and more confident.